Today we're descending into hell with one of Slayer's most evil and atmospheric riffs, the intro and main riff to South of Heaven. That slow, crushing tritone descent that feels like the gates opening, then the sinister minor chug underneath, this is Slayer at their most ominous. Turn it up and let the dissension begin. The first time I heard South of Heaven, it felt like pure dread in the best way. This riff is slow, heavy, and dripping with evil. Classic Slayer atmosphere. What's your South of Heaven moment? First time feeling the weight of that descent? Playing it in the dark at midnight? Drop it in the comments, I read every one. Once again, I'm running my Boss Multi-Effects pedal with a Marshall at max gain, ultra scooped mids, and dark low end for that classic Slayer doom tone. The affiliate link's in the description if you want the same sound, and I thank you for keeping the channel chugging by clicking those links. The tabs are about to be popping up on screen right now. I'm going to be in E-flat standard tuning for this one, and I'm using the Digitech drop tune pedal to accomplish that. We're focusing on the intro tritone descent and the main riff chug. I'll slow it way down for you and show you every pick stroke and palm mute, and then we'll do a play along at 70% speed. Get your guitar tuned up and grab your pick. Here we go. In this first measure, I'm thinking about this power chord at the 7th fret of the A string and 9th fret of the D string, because I'm going to do a down, down, down pick stroke starting on the 6th string. Notice I did palm mute on the 6th string and 5th string. Palm mute, then no palm on the 9th fret there. Let me go to my pinky on the 10th fret. I'm actually going to do an upstroke with the pick on that. Down, 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 up on the 10, then down on the 9th fret of the G string. I'm going to continue strict alternate picking from here to the 10th fret of the D string, down to the 8th fret of the G string, up on the 9th fret of the D string, down on the 7th fret of the G string. I'm going to move my ring finger over to the 8th fret on an upstroke, down on the 7th fret of the G string, and up on the 6th fret of the G string there. This next measure is exactly the same as the first measure except for the last beat. Instead of doing 7 to 6 on the G string, we're going to do what's called a trill here at the 6th fret to the 7th fret. You pick the 6th fret and then hammer pull without picking. Do that several times. Those first two measures get repeated 2 more times, and then on the 4th cycle through, there's only one change at the final measure here. Take a look at these tabs. When we get to the last beat, instead of doing the trill on the 6th fret of the G string, we're going to go to the 9th fret of the B string to the 10th fret and do the trill right there. Here comes the 70% speed play along of these first 8 measures of section A, one time through. In this second part of section A, you'll see guitar 1 just as a simple E5 power chord. Okay, which is pretty cool, but it's not that fun to play when you're just jamming by yourself. So let's look at guitar 2 here, which comes in with this harmonized riff to the first part of section A. So we're going to do I'm going to do a little triad shape here, which is pinky at the 7th fret of the A string, and then my index finger at the 4th fret of the D string. That way I can just go down, 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 starting on the E string. Then I'll go to the 5th fret of the D string, to the 4th fret there of the G string. Then I'm going to shift over to the 5th fret with my ring finger on the D string, down on 3 to the G string, shift over again to 4 with the ring on the D string, down on the 2nd fret of the G string. I'm going to shift actually here with my ring finger to the 3rd fret, upstroke, down on 2 of the G string, and up on 1 there. Okay, let me walk you through that slowly one more time. Shift, shift, shift. And of course, when we come around to the second measure of this, we'll do the trill right here on 1 and 2 of the G string. Here comes the 70% speed play along of the entire 8 measures of the second part of section A one time through. In section C here, we're going to be doing a lot of open E palm mutes. So starting it off, I'm going to do one without a palm mute and then 2 with. Alright, and the position I'm going to be in is 7th position, so that'll be index finger at the 7th fret of the A string, and my pinky will be lined up with the 10th fret, which is where we're going to start with the chord. So after doing the 3 open E's, we'll then add the 10th fret of the A string and strike those 2 strings, the 6th string and 5th string, with no palm mute. So you've got, okay, and then 2 palm mutes. Move to the 8th fret with your middle finger of the A string and do that with no palm mute. 1 palm mute on the open E to the index finger of the 7th fret of the A string and do that open on those 2 strings. 2 palm mutes. Then I'll go back to this and add a chord of the 9th fret of the D string, 10th fret on that pinky on the A string again. Strike all 3 of those this time. 6th, 5th, and 4th string. 2 palm mutes, then jump down to the 1st fret and do 2 more palm mutes. This is all downstrokes. So here we go again. We're going to play that riff 2 more times after that first measure, and then in the 4th measure we're going to just change one thing on the final beat here. Instead of doing the 2 open E's and 2 on the 1st fret, we'll just do 2 open E's to the F5 power chord, which is the 1st fret of the 6th string and 3rd fret of the 5th string. Just strike those 2 there. Here comes the 70% speed play along of the 4 measures of section C one time through. verse here, we're going to be doing a bunch of open E palm mutes, and we're going to do some alternate picking. I'm going to start it off with down, up, down, down, then to this G5 power chord. 3rd fret of the E string, 5th fret of the A string, and 5th fret of the D string. Strike that with no palm mute. Then do 2 more open E palm mutes before jumping to the F5 here. 1st fret of the E string, 3rd fret of the A, and 3rd fret of the D string. And 1 more palm mute on the end of that measure. So here's that measure slowly. Alright, and moving into the next measure, it's very similar here, except for we're going to do a slightly different pattern on the ending of the last 2 beats here. So same at the beginning, down, up, down, down to the G5, but now we're going to go down, up, down, palm mute again to the F5. Here comes the 70% speed play along of the first 8 measures of the verse, 1 time through. Going into the final 4 measures of this verse here, we're going to be doing a F-sharp 5 power chord. It's going to be the 2nd fret of the E string and 4th fret of the A string. Now this is a little bit tricky. We're going to do all palm mutes, but what you do is the chord on a downstroke, palm muted, and then up on the E string and down on the E string for each of these groups. You've got a pair of 16th notes and an 8th note attached, right? So down on the chord, up on the single, and down on the single. We'll do that 3 times. Then I'm going to use my pinky to go to the 6th fret of the E string, slide down to the open E. This next measure is identical except for beat 4. As you can see, we're going to do a G sus4 chord there instead of the slide. And what I'm going to do is bar the ring finger on the A string, D string, and G string at the 5th fret. Then I'll add my 3rd fret on the 6th string and strike all 4 of those. Okay, so we've got the same pattern here. And then hit the chord. The last measure of this verse is by far the most tricky. We're going to start off with that F-sharp 5 pattern just like we did before. Down, up, down. But then we're going to have to do a pull-off at the end of this next beat. We're going to go down, and pull off to the open E string with the index finger there. Then we're going to go to this B-flat 5 power chord, 1st fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the D, and 3rd fret of the G string. No palm mute. Then go to the 6th string and do palm mute on the 3rd, 2nd. I'm going to do down up picking on that, and then down with no palm mute on the 1st fret. Alright, so this measure slowly. Here comes the 70% speed play along of the last 4 measures of the verse, 2 times through. If this lesson's firing you up, here's how you can keep my channel shredding every week. Hit subscribe and the bell for daily riffs. Join the brand new YouTube membership for early access to new lesson videos, exclusive monthly members only videos, behind the scenes, personalized feedback on short video submissions, priority song requests, 10% off courses and lessons, and more. Click join below. Grab my full guitar courses at kjzmusic.com or on Udemy. You can book private lessons or get gift cards for friends and family, snag some merch, and also super thanks or the affiliate links below are always appreciated. You guys make every riff possible. Thank you. Now it's time for the final play along from the intro to the end of the verse at 70% of the goal tempo. Get your guitar ready, let's go. You just summoned one of Slayer's most evil riffs. Play this loud enough and the room will feel like it's closing in on you. Should we do the solo next, the bridge, or another Slayer destroyer like Angel of Death? Let me know in the comments. Next week we keep the Slayer darkness rolling. Comment what you want to summon next. Until then, keep the palm mutes tight, keep the tempo locked, and I'll see you in the next one.